Tina from Shabbydabbydoodah. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here again with some more bits and pieces that need finishing off that were a result of my craft room move. So this is one of the things that obviously was kind of laying around and yeah, just needs kind of finishing. I have to say I've been hoarding this a little bit because I just love it so much. It's again one of those lovely, you know, cluttered masterboard, you know, collage masterboard whole page thingamabobs that I've been kind of really enjoying lately. I'm just putting my carrier bag of rubbish on the floor. Yeah, it's another one of those, and I have to say, it just, yeah, really love it. So I have obviously just now hoarded it for, you know, several weeks now. But yes, obviously in the move, it was kind of like, you know, a big bulky piece and just in the way. So, I mean, it's high time that I actually just, you know, get rid of it and get it off the desk and yes, make use of it, you know, which of course is what it was purposed for in the first place, is to obviously use. So I'm going to just grab an envelope, I think, because I was just having a look at it and this little section here, oh, I was going to say is just looking like a good size for the envelope, but actually it's still a little bit on the big side. Anyway, well, we're going to just, yeah, go in roughly. So I'm going to cut it round here at this, yeah, this kind of section. So let's just take this and cut it. Now, I have to just apologise. This is, you know, still kind of during my move. So my room is not really set up yet. And my camera, it's literally balanced on some stuff because I haven't got my camera kind of set up quite right yet. So, yeah, it was okay. You know, I tried out a couple of videos with it, but it kept on dropping off because it wasn't really clamping on the desk properly. So I've ordered a new one and hopefully that's going to be here, you know, hopefully later on today. But yeah, I just wanted to obviously get on and do some videos. But yeah, at the moment, it's just not an ideal setup. So I just can only apologise for that. But obviously I needed to kind of come on and do some videos. Right, now I'm wondering, do I want to have this straight edge or shall I tear this down? I don't think I've really ever kind of gone for torn edges when I've done these collage masterboards before. Because, you know, they're obviously, they're straight edges when I've made them. But actually that looks quite nice, doesn't it? Now, I will probably keep this edge here straight because, you know, I'm running out of space a little bit for that slither of lace there. Now, I'm just going to peel this off. There, okay. So I'm going to tear down this edge here. Now, obviously it had those, you know, fussy cut type pieces glued onto it. But that's fine, you know, I can cut them down separately. And I'm just going to tear across the top a little bit. So, oops. Just like that. I mean, I could always move that lace over, I suppose. Yeah, that works okay, doesn't it? What do we think? Just going to literally slice this down slightly because it is just overhanging a bit too much. But yeah, hopefully that will just about fit on there. Okay. Yeah. Oh, how scrummy does that look? So my edge here is obviously straight. The rest is obviously, you know, jaggedy, you know, torn edges. But I think that looks fine and it all works fine. So let's just get my distress ink. I don't even know that it needs inking, to be perfectly honest, because, you know, it's got kind of good coloration going on it anyway. But I will just ink it up just for a bit of extra detail. So like that, around here, and just, yeah, down there. Now, obviously this lace here, it's kind of moved slightly. You know, I had to tear it off and sort of move it, but that's fine. Now, just got a couple of edges here, so I'll probably run some glue under those, or I could just probably just tear them off. It's where I've obviously overlapped the papers when I was making the collage masterboard. So yeah, probably just quicker to just tear them, and obviously then it's just less bulk when I'm gluing it on. Okay. Isn't that just so scrummy? Just love how it looks. Right, okay. So let's just get gluing this down. Oh gosh, look. Did not make a very good job of this masterboard, did I? Oh, got bits hanging off all over it. Oh dear. Okay. I mean, to be honest, that is kind of the nature of those masterboards, because I guess really it's depending upon, you know, like whereabouts your pages are overlapping. So if you've got big overlaps, i.e. like those were, you know, you're going to have big gaps where you've not got glue, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's kind of obviously just, I suppose, inevitable. Okay, don't think it really matters which, you know, which side is what, but just thought I would check anyway. But okay, so just glue this down. Yeah, I've done 2 videos so far, but it's come to a point where I needed to clear my desk a bit in order to be able to do my series that I'm hoping to do with the Craft Move Mayhem. And also, you know, I'm waiting, like I say, for my camera to arrive and things like that. So, you know, I'm not kind of quite at a stage where I can actually get filming my series. So I thought, well, let's make a productive use of time and get rid of some of these bits. So, okay. Yeah, that looks really pretty on there, doesn't it? Now, just going to get my card and, you know, spread the glue out. I mean, to be honest, it doesn't really matter too much, because obviously it has got sort of lumps and bumps from underneath anyway. But how gorgeous does that look? And then could add some extra bits if I fancy adding some extra bits. I don't know, like what? Do we think it needs any bling or anything? Just dab a dot of glue there. Let's have a look and see. I mean, I always love bling, as you know, so, you know, I'm not saying it needs it, but bling just does kind of add an extra something, I think, sometimes. So, well, most of the time, if I'm truthful. What about like that? I mean, I don't know whether it needs it, if I'm truthful, but, you know, more is more, as they say. So just get my glue going. So obviously I've still not got my plugs set up or anything like that. So my, you know, glue gun is still trailing across the rim, but that's fine. But yeah, it's just come to the point where I can't really do my series at the moment, because there's things that need clearing first. So yeah, I thought this would be a good use of clearing the space. So yeah, I think that envelope probably just, you know, that's all it probably needs, to be honest. It just looks gorgeous just like that, doesn't it? So let's put that out of the way. Okay, bring in that masterboard again. So obviously I've got this section now, which we could make into a, you know, pocket or something like that. So just going to have a look, because I have got some square envelopes. I'm still obviously trying to get used to where things are positioned and things like that. So, you know, I apologise if I'm sort of taking a long time trying to find things, but obviously, you know, in the move, my things have all been kind of moved about quite a bit. So things are not quite, you know, as I would kind of normally have them. So I've got this little tiny square envelope. So I'm going to just cut it like this. I will just cut it down here. Now, obviously, it's going to need further cutting, because this is, you know, too big a square for that envelope. But let's just have a look. Okay, so if I cut across the top, I'm just going to cut across here a bit, like that. Okay, that fits okay-ish on that envelope, and then it's just the width needs to come down, oh, quite a bit actually. So we'll just take it in here. And then just a little bit off this side as well. Let's see how that is now. Oh, it's a snug fit on there, isn't it? That's for sure. So yeah, very, very snug fit. Yeah, what's happened is basically, you know, my desk, the lip, you know, that the camera tripod-y thing, you know, clips onto, it's too shallow. There's not really enough for my camera to grip onto. So where I thought it was going to be fine, actually what's happened is it just keeps falling down. So, you know, and I guess, you know, the longer it's up there, the more it's falling. So, I mean, although I've only done 2 videos so far, that's enough time, I suppose, for it to weaken the, you know, how it's kind of attached. So yeah, I've had to order a new camera setup thing. So hopefully, you know, that, I mean, that may have even arrived by now. And, you know, I'm planning on, you know, maybe I will do a video showing you guys what it is, because I know that often I do get asked what I use to film. And of course, you know, now it's going to change because, you know, just purely due to I can't now clamp the clamp that I used previously, you know, onto the island. There's not enough of a lip for it to actually kind of attach to. So yeah, I may well do a video of my new device that's going to be the camera holder when it arrives, because I think, you know, lots of people do ask me, and you know, if it can be helpful to others, then that can only be a good thing, can't it, for us to all share our knowledge and share our, you know, what we're learning. So sorry, I'm just trying to actually ascertain where this, oh, the fold is here. Kind of seemed to lose it there for a moment. I couldn't really see where it was. Okay. Oh gosh, that is not very straight. I'm not doing a very good job of folding this down. Let's see now. Hopefully that's a bit better. Okay, well, it might be a combination of bad cutting now. So like that, and then I think what we'll do is we'll just finish it off with a bit of lace going across the top. So let's just see what I've got here. I mean, this is quite pretty. So we could just pop that there. Oh, how pretty does that look? So, A, it disguises that wonky cutting, you know. B, I mean, it actually looks quite pretty anyway. But yeah, it's kind of obviously hiding all that rubbish cutting as well, which can only be a good thing, can't it? So, should we have some bling on there as well? Bling is always good, isn't it? Now, I've just seen in the camera, and to be honest, I need to move the camera slightly. So, like I say, this is far from ideal because obviously it's, you know, it's like literally wedged in with some books at the moment. So I don't want to touch it too much because it will just go all wobbly, but I think I need a smaller strip. Okay. Just pop that down. Oh, it's really chilly today. I thought they had forecast that we were in for a heat wave. I don't know what's happened to that forecast, but definitely it's not happening so far. So yeah, we've had a few nice days, you know, a little run of nice days, and now I don't know what's happened, but today I've just, you know, obviously just got back from the school, and it's very, very chilly. So yeah, all in all, it's a bit rubbish, but there we go. How pretty does that look? Just gorgeous, isn't it? I mean, I could maybe have some butterflies or something on there. So let me just see. I don't know whether the blue is perhaps a step too far. Let me have a look. If not, I have got some sort of brownie ones. Well, I say I've got brownie ones. Oh, I've got this green one actually. That might look quite nice on there. Oh, excuse the back of this. Let's just try this one. I feel like it just needs something else on there. Yeah, it's ages since I made this masterboard, to be honest, like weeks and weeks and weeks. And yeah, I've just been hoarding it because I just loved it so much. And I did, I think, scan it in. I hope I scanned it in. I actually haven't been on my laptop now for several days because I've been really busy. Yeah, I should have really checked, but I think I have scanned it in. So hopefully I've got it, you know, scanned in and might be able to do something with it on the scanned in version because I just absolutely love how it looks. But yeah, I've been hoarding it, and you know, it kind of was coming to the point where if I don't use it soon, it's going to actually just get damaged. And then of course it's gone from them being hoarded because I love it so much to actually, you know, I've kind of wasted it because I've, you know, wrecked it. Right, okay, so I'm thinking here, should we cut this section as a pocket? It's always like really hard to just gauge, you know, do you want to kind of have tags, pockets, you know. Yeah, right, let me just pull in a bit of white paper to do that little trick, you know, where we cover up some of it. So yeah, obviously again, I'm not geared up yet, but I've got some white envelopes here, so just going to kind of place this down. So I'm thinking like that, and it would be a pocket like that. I mean, that's pretty lovely, I have to say, isn't it? Or actually it probably has to come further down so I can get that writing in. So probably there, about there. Yeah, I mean, that's lovely, isn't it? So now I just want to see what I'm left with up here, because I don't want to then be left with, you know, a rubbish area that then I'm going to struggle to use. You know, you want to have kind of plenty of usable bits left, don't you? So if I just drag it down. So we could, I guess, have potentially another kind of pocket there, and then maybe pocket there, I suppose. Or could we have a tag here? Well, I don't know. So I think what I'll do is cut this down first. So I probably just want to go over slightly into this section like that. And then I'm just going to cut across roughly, you know, where the top of that frame is. Okay. Like that. Okay, so I mean, that's pretty nice, isn't it? And then I'm just going to trim this down because it's otherwise, you know, a bit of a square shape rather than a rectangular shape, which just, yeah, looks a bit strange. So like that. Oh, I mean, how lovely is that? And then I'm just going to get some book page just to reinforce this, because otherwise it's pretty flimsy, because this doesn't seem to have any overlap, you know, it's just kind of one sheet of paper really. So if I just glue the whole thing down onto the book page, it's just kind of thickening it up really. And again, you know, that's just personal preference. I mean, I just, you know, pretty rubbish and clumsy kind of person, and if things are just too thin and flimsy, I'm very likely to damage them. So, you know, when putting tags and, you know, journal cards or whatever in and out, I'm likely to damage that if I haven't got anything a little bit thicker. So for me, it's kind of an essential thing is to, you know, thicken it up and make it a bit more robust. But, you know, if you are not as clumsy as I am, then you may not have to do this step. Now I have got obviously just a little bit here where I've got an overlap of papers, so I'm just going to put them, you know, some glue like that. Okay, right, so we'll just cut this down now. Just straight away I feel much more confident, you know, that it's going to hold together. Or not hold together, hold up, you know, okay, when I'm coming to use it. So like that, and across the bottom like that. Okay. So, oops. Oh, I mean, how lovely does that look? I just, you know, I know I've said it loads of times before, but I love using these collage masterboards because you just get such an eclectic mix of things that you probably, you know, a sweeping statement here, I realise, but probably wouldn't put together otherwise. You know, but by doing these little collagey pieces, you know, you end up with such a sort of surprise result that, yeah, I just think you perhaps wouldn't achieve if you were kind of doing it as an individual piece. So just deciding now, because I do want to have some lace, definitely. So just deciding, you know, where do we want it? I think maybe here. So just run some glue across there. Okay. Like that. And then I've just got that little bit of bling left over from the last piece, so might as well just incorporate that somewhere as well. Oh, I quite like it over there, actually. I know that's a little bit random, but yeah, I think it works quite nicely there. Oops. So I hope everyone's having a good day, maybe doing some crafting. What projects are you all working on? I just love hearing, you know, what projects that you're all working on. And it's just so inspirational because, you know, even if, and I know I've said this a billion times before as well, even if it doesn't spark you to do the same identical project that somebody else is doing, it quite often does kickstart an idea for something else, you know, another project, when you're kind of reading through the comments and, you know, see what other people are doing. So it's always very helpful to, you know, to share what you're working on. Right, which of those butterflies do we think is a better colour? I think probably this one. So these are obviously just my bright butterflies. I mean, all of the pieces that I've used on the collage masterboard, they're all from, you know, digis from my shop. Yeah, so, but different digis that, you know, you wouldn't necessarily have expected to put together previously, but they work really well, and they've, you know, they just have taken on a really kind of like gorgeous look, I think. So thinking up there where there's like a butterfly, you know, on there anyway, just have that there. It's making a bit more of a feature of the underneath butterfly, if you see what I mean. So how gorgeous does that look? Just love that. Right, so that's another piece done. Okay, let's pull that masterboard back in. Now, definitely struggling to decide what to do here. So I might just continue working along this, you know, this length here. Now, I absolutely love this section. I have to say, this is probably my favourite section in the whole thing. The only thing is, it's obviously going to be far too long, you know, to have as like a pocket. So I'm thinking, because I do want to really keep it in its entirety, so I'm thinking either it may go on a lengthways envelope, if I've got any of those to hand. I need to tweak my working area, which again, you know, you just don't know until you start working. You don't really know how you're going to find things. So I'm thinking, like, could we have it on an envelope like that? So I think what I'm going to do is just cut this down here like that. Oops. And then I'm just going to cut it along here. You know, just literally where those couple of papers meet, basically. Okay. Move that out of the way. Obviously, this is a window envelope, so I probably won't use this one, if I'm truthful. But yeah, I'm thinking, what about if we have it on one of these type of envelopes? So, oh, I'm so sorry that I have now jogged the camera. yeah, this is the types of things that I need to obviously tweak. I'm a little bit wedged in on my desk. Okay, right, let me just grab and see if I've got some more of that size envelopes, but without the window. So I've got these. I think this might be slightly narrower. That's okay. Well, that looks good, doesn't it? So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to use instead. Now, it's a case of how we want to actually kind of have this looking. So thinking, I mean, it's a shame that I haven't coffee dyed that envelope, but you know, that's fine. We can just ink it up. So I'm just going to ink around the envelope first. Like that, okay. And these are ivory envelopes, so they're not white anyway. They are, you know, they are ivory or off-white colour anyway. But go round all of that. Like that. And then here. I'm thinking if I put it over to one end, then I can fill this space with some lace, is the plan. So I'm just going to tear this down so that if we've got any showing, it's not a straight edge, because, you know, I just prefer the torn edged look. So like that, okay. Let's just pop some glue down here. Okay. Yeah, and then just move that across like that. I mean, it instantly looks better now that we've inked the envelope, doesn't it? So, I mean, often it just really is the, you know, the little things that make the biggest difference. But, yeah, I mean, straight away, just the envelope being inked has made a massive, massive change to the appearance, hasn't it? So, right, let's just grab that. Ooh, let me check my envelopes up the right way. Suddenly had this horrible feeling that I was going to be gluing it down, you know, like upside down. The flap would be on the other, this end, this side. So just then glue this down. Oh, I'm just having visions of wallpapering now, because I've been doing obviously so much wallpapering over the last few days. And yeah, this just is very similar to the wallpapering, getting those air bubbles out, and yeah. Like, oh my goodness, it's wallpapering all over again. Okay, much more fun obviously than wallpapering, but right, just going to pop a bit of glue down to make sure that lace is properly on there. Yeah, like that. Okay, got a little bit of an air bubble. Right, so you can picture how good my wallpapering was. That is a joke, obviously sarcasm, you know, not particularly great. Right, love how that looks. And again, that's just a piece of lace that was like hanging around on the desk, but I mean, it was like it was made for there, because it just literally fits perfectly in that space, doesn't it? So let's just pop that one down here. And I just applied the glue to the lace first, or, you know, the glue to the lace rather than the paper, because then I've got the filled in bits of the lace with the glue on. So yeah, how gorgeous is that envelope? I just absolutely love how it looks. It's so pretty, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. Right, so that's that. Now, I'm wondering if we need anything else in this corner. I mean, I know there is a lot going on here already now, so I mean, it's negligible really whether it needs or could take anything else. But whilst we're here, let's just try it. Oh, I have got that flower. I mean, that's quite pretty, isn't it? What do we think? You know, because sometimes more is more, as you know. What am I talking about? Sometimes I always think more is more. Right, I've just got some pearly centres here. Now, again, that's tidied up my little craft organiser a bit, because it had come to the point where, you know, everything was piled on top in there. What about that? Let me just see, sorry for the noise of turning around my craft organiser. Just seeing whether I've got another flower that I can kind of layer that up with. not the pink, obviously. Let's just have a look at this. Oh, I don't know now. I mean, obviously I have got more of those fabric flowers, so I could try and get more of those. Layer it up with them. It's just really that I was trying to obviously use what was kind of laying around rather than pull more things in. Let me just cut out this butterfly and see whether we want this. I don't really want to move away too much from the colours that are on this piece because, you know, like I say, this was my favourite corner of that whole masterboard. And yeah, if I start adding too many colours to it, then of course it's, you know, going to change the appearance of it quite a bit. So yeah, I might have to restrain myself a little bit, which is always difficult, I find. You know, because reining yourself back in is not always the easiest thing to do, is it? No, I don't think that butterfly is right, because I think it is altering the appearance of this. Right, let me just get my flowers down. So, and I've got those here, stored up here on my shelf. Okay, let's just have a look, because obviously then I've got, you know, lots of layers. So let's just take these apart. Oh, come on. Oh, this one does not want to come apart. Okay, come on, come on. Let's just try that. Or we could have it kind of like higher, you know, near the lace. Or, I mean, we could just not have it at all. I don't know whether I think it needs it or not, to be honest. Let me stand up and look down on it. Because I know I say this all the time, but honestly, when you look down on something, you really can get a different perspective to when you're looking, you know, to the side. I think probably down there. I mean, to be fair, I don't actually think it even needs it. I think it looks perfectly fine without it. That being said, let's just put it on there. Oh dear. Well, it was going to happen, wasn't it? Let's face it, I wasn't going to really restrain myself that much, you know. Even though, you know, in one breath I'm saying, oh, I don't think it really needs it. You know, in the next breath I'm there gluing it down. Yep, it was only a matter of time, wasn't it? Okay. And this top layer here, oh my goodness, that is very fiddly. My glue is going to have just dried completely by the time I actually get it stuck on. Like that. Now, do we like the blue centre? Or, you know, is that actually just a bit too much blue? In which case, shall we have... Sorry, every time I'm twisting my organiser around, I know it's probably not the nicest noise to listen to. I'm just having a look to see, do I have some pearls in here? You know, pearl colour, rather than the blue colour pearls. Oh, can't really see any. Oh, here we go. I knew there must be some in there, but yeah, I just couldn't actually see them for a minute. So, right, got them now. Okay, let's just try this. Oh yeah, probably the pearl colour, I think. Just, you know, otherwise maybe it's a bit too much blue on there. So yeah, let's just pop that one down there. Oh my goodness. Come back, come back. Oh! Dropping everything. I'm obviously having another one of them clumsy days. Oh, they're all the time. Very annoying. Yeah. So that looks really, really pretty, doesn't it? Oh, I love that. And I'm so pleased that I did restrain myself and kept with those colours, because honestly, I mean, I really, really loved that corner of that masterboard. And yeah, I mean, there was obviously a strong possibility that I was going to not be able to stick with it. So I'm just going to turn this envelope over now. I mean, I probably should have inked it obviously first, because now it's a little bit lumpy to actually do the ink in, but anyway, it's fine, it doesn't really matter. So ink it around like that. Okay. Okey-dokey, and then just ink the flap. Oops. I just caught that lace where I've just glued it back down, or glued it down more, and now I've just caught it completely with the, you know, the ink tool, the blendy tool. So yeah, just quickly pop that back on, and this here, this, oops, this bit here, like that. Okay, that's better. So on the back, obviously, you know, when I come to use it, depending on how it's going to be on there, I can obviously decorate the back with, you know, perhaps some similar papers or similar colours. I'm not going to do anything with the back because obviously depending on how this is in the journal, because it may be that actually I glue it in on the flap. You know, it may be just paper clipped in. That will depend how I decorate the back, if you see what I mean. You know, so yeah, I think I will just leave the back and do it when I come to use it. But yes, that's another one. So let's put that out of the way. Right, probably got time for one more. So let's just bring this back in. Okay. So, what part should we use? Well, I've got this one here. So let's just cut this down here again on that natural kind of, you know, edge. So like that. Oh, do you know, I'm thinking this again is actually going to be just perfect for one of those envelopes. So let me just grab another one. Okay. Oh, how perfect is that? I mean, that just literally fits on there like a dream. Just going to take that bit of ribbon off. Just going to cut that down there. Okay. Probably could even get rid of that. Oh, can I? No. No. So I'm just going to run some glue down to just glue those bits together. Okay. Right. Let's just glue this straight down, I think, onto that envelope. And then I might glue, not glue, sorry, ink around the whole thing, you know, separately. So I'll just quickly glue the whole thing down like that. Okay, oops. Okey-doke, right. Again, doesn't really matter which way the flap is for this one because this is obviously a, you know, portrait picture. Okay, right. Again, let's just have that wallpaper type moment where we just smooth out them air bubbles. So smooth out that glue like that. Okay. Like that. Okay, looking good, looking good. Whoops, got a big air bubble there. Right, okay. Oh dear, another one here. Honestly, all I can picture is just wallpaper every time now. It's like, oh my goodness, this is the wallpapering all over again. So, yeah. And obviously, that's on an entire wall, so you can imagine how long it was taking me to do the wallpapering. Okay. Because, you know, you look at one piece and it's smooth, and then you look to another piece and it's like, oh my goodness, now there's air bubbles there. What is going on here? Yeah. I mean, I'm sure loads of you have probably done wallpapering probably tons more times than I ever have, but, you know, yeah, not fun. It's kind of like just frustrating, isn't it? Because you think you've got it and then you just like look somewhere else and it's like, what? How did I not notice those air bubbles, you know? Yeah, it just seems to go on and on. Oh, look at that butterfly. I mean, that butterfly, obviously, there's no other green on here. But doesn't that look gorgeous? Because it takes it from being quite a colourless kind of piece to it really just lifts it, doesn't it? So, yeah, I mean, although probably lots of you are watching and thinking, what is she doing? There's none of that colour on there. Why would she add that? Just really like the look of it. So, yes, I'm going to add it. Okay. Okay, right, let's pop that there. Looks cute there, doesn't it? Yeah, love how that looks. Okay, so yep, that's there. Now, do we want anything else on here? So obviously at the moment, I'm just trying to use some bits up from the desk. So I've got this lace, which, you know, of course that's, you know, just harmless, if you know what I mean. It doesn't particularly go or not go. It just looks fine. So yeah, let's use that because it just is another piece thing gone from the desk. So just ink around the whole thing like this. Okay. Let's see, like that. Okay, and just do again like we did on the other one, ink the entire back. Because, you know, like I say, until you come to use it, you know, I don't know quite how I will be using this. So if I just ink it but not decorate it, it just leaves options. Okie dokie. Right, okay. So that's that, and oops, turn it around. Yep, get my lace piece. Oh, how pretty is that? Now I've also got some other lace. This one is white, so I'm not really too sure whether this is quite right. It is quite white, but I'm not sure it's quite right. But I'm wondering, you know, just because I'm trying to use the things that are laying around here. So, you know, if it's laying around, it's going to get used. Yeah, what do we think to that? I mean, I know that's white, and obviously at the top we've got the sort of brown, but I mean, I don't mind that. I think that's okay. So I'm going to just trim it down here so as it goes off more to a sort of slither rather than that chunky bit, I think, at the end. I might prefer it that way up, actually. Oh, yeah. Isn't it weird how just by turning the lace up the other way, it just can create a completely different sort of appearance, and you just straight away think, oh, yeah, that's better, you know. And really, it's hardly any different, is it? But it can actually change the whole way it looks, you know, for better or for worse. But in this case, hopefully for better. Okay, and then just going to glue this one down. Again, just gluing straight onto that lace because it's quite a holey lace. You know, it's just easiest really to just put the glue straight to the lace rather than the envelope. So yeah, that looks pretty, doesn't it? Right, let me just now get some bling. Okay, and okey-dokey. Don't know what happened to that piece. It's probably now flicked on the floor. Oh. Yeah, I love that bling down there, so let's just pop that down. Oh, how pretty does that look? Now I'm just going to see whether I've got any more of those butterflies, but maybe in a bigger size, or maybe some labels, because I feel like actually this could probably take a few more things. You know, it's not looking quite squashed up enough for me, so let's see what else we can squish on here. So, I mean, I'd love it if I have another one of these, but in the bigger size. And of course I haven't. Every colour but. I mean, what were the odds of that you've got every single colour but the one that you actually want? Oh dear. And that's why as crafters we need so much stuff, isn't it? Because of course, you know, you've never got quite the right thing, even if you've got a ton of stuff. Right, let's just see. I know this is a really weird choice, but you know, just thought I would try it there just in case. Because now I've like lifted it with those butterflies, I thought, oh, perhaps it could take really, you know, some different colours. But no, I mean, I think that's obviously a bit ridiculous, but I just wanted to try it on there. Just got this one. That's quite nice, isn't it? Just double check double check. I have got some brown ones, so just double check that I wouldn't prefer to keep it more neutral. Oh, I don't know now. Oh, again, this is when I just wish that I was live and I could hear you guys. I think probably the brown. What do we think? Yeah, the other one seems like too much of a crazy choice. So again, just going to hot glue this down super quick. Don't have to muck about at all. That's just on there. Now, do we want that butterfly lower, or do we want it sort of more over the label? I think probably a bit over the label. So if you can hear, every time I grab my glue gun, it's kind of dragging across my shelf unit. I mean, obviously once my son's run the plug, it won't be doing that anymore. But yeah, obviously he's not connected any of my plugs up yet. So, and he's not even put a plug down that side. So, yeah, it'll be a while yet, I'm afraid. But yeah, I do apologise if that's a horrible noise. You know, because I mean, obviously some people are much more sensitive to kind of certain noises than others. So yeah, I'm really sorry. Right, okay, so that's probably all that we've got time for. I think we've made a really good start. I mean, that masterboard is nearly half used. So, yeah, we can, you know, we might even come back and do the other half on a video as well. You know, because like I say, I need to get to a point where I can actually get to the room, if you see what I mean, before we can do any sort of craft move mayhem videos. So, yeah. So, what did we make today? Let's have a look. We made these two gorgeous envelopes. It seems like envelopes were the theme of today, because these were also envelopes here, like that. And then we just did this one, which is just, you know, a simple sort of pocket, you know, as well. So, yeah, I mean, I think we got a few nice bits out of that masterboard. And, yeah, really hope that you like them. Maybe you feel inspired to do something similar. And, yeah, thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, then. Bye.